then some sort of provision is needed. Therefore, they made a provision saying that in Article 250 of the Indian Constitution, when if emergency is declared, then in such circumstances, central government can make law even under SGST. For that purpose, 250 amendment is required. Now, Article 286, we are very much, day in, day out, we are in the practice, we are coming across Article 286. Though we are not knowing that article. Article is, there is certain restriction is imposed on the state government to levy tax on certain transactions. Like interstate transactions, state authority was not having power to levy tax. If in the course of import or in the course of export, state is not having the power. Only the central government is having the power to impose tax. Now, certain amendment is needed under Article 286. Thereby, even the state government will get the power to impose tax at least for 1 year. That is, CST Act will remain by way of an additional tax for 1 year, 1%. So therefore that amendment is needed. And not only that, in Article 286 the term used is goods, sale of goods. So that term is required to be altered, that the supply of goods is required to be made. Because the restriction is imposed on the sale of goods, interstate transactions of sale of goods, import or export of goods. But here the basic issue is supply of goods. So an amendment is needed. If you want to impose restriction under Article 286 on the states, then that restriction is on the supply of goods. So supply of goods is wider term than the sale of goods. Sale of goods is a narrower term and supply of goods is a wider term. That's why supply of goods amendment, the term supply of goods is required to be amended in Article 286. Therefore they made. Third, one more restriction is that declared goods cannot be taxed twice. That concept is there. One sort of declared goods list is there. Even under the Central Sales Tax Act, on account of constitutional force, declared goods are declared by the central government. Under the CST Act in Section 14, we know. Now, if they keep such sort of provisions, declared goods, then the basic purpose of this enactment will fail. For that purpose, they removed this concept of declared goods. For that purpose, amendment is needed. Therefore, under Article 286, this sort of restriction also removed. That declared goods cannot be taxed twice. Now, the supply of goods in any chain, no double, triple, even double and triple taxation can be made. So, such restriction is removed. Earlier, declared goods twice, iron steel items twice we cannot tax. Now, supply of goods can be taxed. So for that purpose, this restriction is required to be removed. So no declared goods concept is found in this either IGST or SGST. Now, how they are going to appropriate this particular tax? A committee is formed with the sanction of, President has sanctioned a committee. That committee consisting of Finance Minister, Central Finance Minister, and a member from every state Finance Minister, and a third party agency is also appointed with the consent of the State Revenue Minister. So he will be part of that committee, and they will decide how they will share the revenue, either the center GST or the state GST, how the revenue will be shared. So earlier revenue sharing provisions are there in the constitution. Now unless that article is amended, then we cannot make proper apportionment of the revenues. For that purpose, this amendment of Article 269 A is required. Surcharge, one particular surcharge is levied or given power to the central government. Like under Income Tax Act, you will find surcharge is there. Income tax surcharge is there. Even CST surcharge mechanism was there. Can I कभी levy हुआ था surcharge under CST Act?
No,
I don't think.
No.
Under CST Act never been, but provision was there in the Indian Constitution. Custom, excise, this income tax and CST surcharge can be levied for a specific purpose, and it should be passed by the central government, and that will be utilized for central government purpose only. Now that article is required to be deleted. So they made an amendment provision saying that both the state as well as the center is having the power to impose surcharge, and that will be distributed accordingly as the committee deems fit. So that purpose, Article 271 amendment under Article 271 is needed. Therefore, they have placed under this amendment bill. Now 1%, as I pointed out earlier also, that additional tax under CST, additional tax which will be nomenclature as additional tax under the CST Act will be imposed under the Central Sales Tax Act. So 1 year central sales tax will remain as it is, with a charging of 1% CST, which will be known as additional tax under the GST. So that will continue for 1 year. Even to my surprise, to my knowledge also, even that will continue 1 year. After implementation of this IGST or state GST, VAT will continue until 1 year. That proposal is also there. Now the question arises, are we going to pay two taxes? VAT for 1 year as well as SGST for 1 year and IGST for 1 year? So this is also an objectionable, and in the Rajya Sabha, that's why this is pending. So VAT will continue up to 1 year as it is. So such proposal is under objections. They have not clarified that VAT will continue until the passing of this SGST. Then SGST once implemented, that will be withdrawn. Even they have not made clear that in the state GST, the supply other than sale will be taxed under SGST, and sale of goods will be charged under VAT for 1 year. Such sort of mechanism is also not there. They have not given. That's why it is under objections. So let the bill come for discussion in the upper house, then we come to know. Now these are some major articles which amendment is required in the constitution. Then only we will get a power. For that purpose, these amendments are placed. Now, in a lists, we have to touch the lists. Then only we will come to know the crux. What are the subject matter are to be taxed and what are not. List 1, that is union list, as I pointed out, Parliament was having power. Now once the GST will implement it, then also the Parliament on this interstate transactions will have power. That union list, you will find entry 84. That is central excise. And tobacco, taxing on tobacco. Central government is having the power to levy tax on the goods manufactured or the taxing on the tobacco. That is entry 84. They need an amendment because they are bringing some other goods also, like petroleum products. All petroleum products are to be taxed under this SGST or IGST. So if a petroleum product is manufactured, either petrol, diesel, high-speed diesel or whatever may be, gases, then whether it should be taxed or not under this particular entry or not, for that purpose they proposed an amendment adding all these petroleum products in the entry 84. So central will get power to impose tax on these even petroleum products and the supply of petroleum products. That's why in Union List entry 84 amendment they have proposed. Now a question may come from your side. Customs, what will about the customs? Imports, sale in the course of imports, exports are deemed to be treated as a supply of goods. They have to be taxed. So here under SGST or IGST will come under the tax net. Branch transfer will come under tax net because supply. Consignment sales which we are treating now, they have to be treated as a consignment supply, that will be come under the tax net. Now, whether import of goods, where import duty is imposed, or some countervailing duty, CVD also levied, whether that will come under the GST, answer is no. Why? They have not proposed amendment of entry 83. Entry 83 of Union List speaks about levy of tax on import or export of goods. Unless they amend this entry under this GST era, they won't get power. So therefore that amendment is not proposed. Therefore the Customs Act will remain as it is. So the levy of duty under the Customs Act will remain as it is. Because they have not amended 83. Amended 84, therefore manufacturer goods, the excise is replaced now. As I pointed out under the residuary power, that is entry 92, the service tax is imposed. Unless it is deleted, that entry is deleted, entry 92, that residual entry is deleted, state will not get power to levy on tax on services. Correct? State will not get power to impose tax on services if entry 92 is available under the Constitution. For that purpose, they want to delete entry 92 residual power entirely. So 92 and 92C is required to be deleted entirely. Thereby, state will get power to levy tax on services within their own territory. Therefore, the proposal is there that entry 92 in the Constitution, in the 7th schedule, list 1 is required to be deleted. Then only the state will get the power to levy tax even on services. Otherwise, central only gets the power. That's why entry 92, that proposal is also there. Now in the state list, entry 52 is required to be omitted. Is required to be deleted. That is entry 52 is entry tax. Entry tax, levy of entry tax. As on today we are in the state list, levy entry tax on a motor vehicle, entry tax on cements, bitumens, all these things are there. Now that entry is required to be deleted because now we are bringing the supply of goods. So that entry point will also take care of the supply aspects. So therefore that in the state list 2 of the Constitution, they proposed to omit entry 52. So thereby so-called entry tax concept will not be there in future. Now in entry 54 of the state list, we know in day in day out are playing on that. That is sale of goods. We derive power, state government gets power to levy tax on sale of goods from entry 54 of the Constitution. Entry 54 says that state government is having the power to levy tax on the sale of goods other than newspapers. Now in the entry 54, their further requirement is needed that instead of sale of goods, they have to say supply of. For that purpose, amendment is needed. Over and above, petroleum products, state government is not having power to levy tax. In another, that is called Motor Spirit Taxation Act, another entry is there. But when you bring in the supply of goods, then addition is needed. Therefore, this says that supply of goods of petroleum product is also to be incorporated under entry 54. Therefore, supply of goods of petroleum product within the state, the state will get the power to levy tax. That's why this amendment of entry 54 is needed. Now, next entry is entry 62, Luxury Tax Act. State is getting power to impose tax on the luxuries, hotels, hotel tax, luxury taxes from entry 62 of the state list. So that is also when it is merged with the supply concept. Any hotel supplies the food to a customer, supplies a facility, will amount to a supply of goods and services. Therefore, not required this particular entry in the Indian Constitution. Therefore, entry 62 is also required to be deleted. For that purpose, they made a proposal. Now, these are the few amendments in the Indian Constitution which are proposed under this particular bill. Now, over and above aspect, what are the lacunae or what are the appreciation we have to make in respect of this bill? I have prepared a small note on this, that is supply of goods and service is the event. As I initially pointed out, supply is the event where tax is to be levied. The supply of goods, they will prepare a mechanism in consultation with the committee. The central government will prepare a mechanism in consultation with the committee which they are going to frame. The point at which it can be termed as a supply. Sale, we know. Sale is the event when the transfer of ownership of right of goods and particular goods, the consideration is received or not received. That event, the transfer of ownership right will be deemed sale. That was there in the event. Sale of goods as per the sale. Now, supply of goods. What should be the event? That the crucial questions, they have to make proper procedure and provisions. So that lacuna is there in the bill as well as in the GST Act also. I never found any mechanisms to supply of goods. One aspect. Then consideration. When you say about the supply of goods, one branch to another branch, from one consignment agent to other principal consignment agents, from one hand to another hand when it goes, then how you are going to determine the value of the goods. Therefore, you have to make a mechanism that transitional value under central excise law or under the service tax law, we have to frame a particular mechanism so that it will be easier on their part. Otherwise, we are giving an arbitrariness in the hands of these officers. They will decide the value. They will say, no, market value is going on this one, we will decide this, irrespective of that. So, certain mechanism is needed. That mechanism which is they frame about the value of determination, value of is not clear. So, this is again an objectionable issue. Then the rate of tax issue. Now, rate of tax issue is a major issue. In worldwide, starting from 13% to 27% GST rate is there. Now, what should be the rate of tax as we are concerned? That is again a crucial question. How we are going to arrive it? So, proposal was made that it should not be exceed 20%. Now, when I studied, I found various reports and committee reports. They may be fixing the rate at the 18%. At present, 18%. So some suggestions from the GST committee, Rajya Sabha committee is there to make 18%. Now, another very, aspects is there. What about the levy of tax at panchayat level? What about the levy of tax at municipality level? Because if you talk about Maharashtra state, an octroi collection is not less than 6,500 crores in every year. Now, on the basis of the doctrine, entire development, I mean, in the state of Maharashtra, development takes place. 6,500 crores. Now, this bill is silent about to take care the aspects of that lower, I mean, local authority levy of tax. Even in some panchayat, for panchayat development, they imposes panchayat tax. So they are silent on these aspects. Though certain amendments they made a proposal, but they are silent about these aspects, how they are going to cure these defects. That means how they are going to contribute out of the central fund or not. All these aspects are still a full question mark. So a day will come at the local level, at the panchayat level, they may agitate these issues. When practically when this act will come into effect, then at that time a lot of these particular problems will arise. Should be that. Now a proposed bill only, proposed amendments are there only. A clear law has not implemented at all. So that we will be able to in a particular manner.
Ask one.
Yes, there is very good.
As you say, it actually beyond supply. It seems that the scope of practice is going to widen.
Yes, very important.
Our practice is
restricted to sale of goods only, VAT only. Now we have to give a independent thinking and the manufacturing aspects also, central excise. We have to apply our mind on the service tax laws also. What I found from the entire reading of various committee reports, they have taken maximum provisions from the service tax legislation, Finance Act. So a deep study of service tax is needed in fact. That's why when I entered here, Asit Bhai will be the great practitioner. Asit Bhai Saab will be definitely a leading practitioner when the GST or अपना ये जनक भाई बैठा है. And Sujata madam नहीं है. Sujata madam also practices. I also practice in little bit on the service tax, but I had to. So service tax